Hi, it's Gerry, and welcome to day 277 of A Course in Miracles. Of course, we begin reflecting on the question, what is Christ? And then the statement for today is, let me not bind your son with laws I made. And the prayer says, your son is free, my Father. Let me not imagine I have bound him with the laws I made to rule the body. He is not subject to any laws I made by which I tried to make the body more secure. He is not changed by what is changeable. He is not slave to any law of time. He is as you created him, because he knows no law except the law of love. And then the reflection says, let us not worship idols, nor believe in any law idolatry would make to hide the freedom of the Son of God. He is not bound except by his beliefs. Yet what he is far beyond his faith in slavery or freedom. He is free because he is his Father's Son. And he cannot be bound unless God's truth can live, and God can will that he deceive him. And he cannot be bound unless God's truth can lie, and God can will that he deceive himself. So, in other words, it's that whole thing of love is the highest authority. You know, Jesus said there are two great commandments: love God with your whole heart and your whole mind and your whole self, and love your neighbor as yourself. And really, the rest is just fluff, really. You know, it's really not that important. Love is the greatest commandment. You know, I really enjoy this course because it's solidified me in that belief and in not worrying about, you know, all the rules and regulations. Like, if laws are just, fine, I follow them, but some laws are not just. And those need to be challenged. And I look at, you know, I've been brought up Catholic. I look at the teachings of the Catholic Church, and I can see that a lot of those rules, like there's big, thick books of catechism of what you're supposed to do and why and so on. I think a lot of that was made simply to preserve the authority of the church, which was put in place to preserve the authority of rulers. You know, Christ's message is very liberating, you know, and very empowering. And I think a lot of those rules were put in place to sort of disempower us, to tell us that, oh, you're just a lowly person. You know, the king has been given divine rights. You need to follow the king. Don't follow your conscience, follow the teachings of the priest, you know. But I have to give the church credit for two things. One of them is in Catholic morality. It says there is no higher authority than an informed conscience. And I embrace that. And that is what I follow. An informed conscience, you know, weighing things out. And really, is this life-giving? Is this the loving thing to do? Is this consistent with Christ's commandment to love? And the other thing that I love about the Catholic faith is the Eucharist, the Mass. You know, the Mass is the same all over the world. It's universal. And the Eucharist, in the Eucharist, we receive Christ. And I think for me, that's become an important reminder that Christ is alive in me and Christ is alive in every person. And, as a Catholic receiving the Eucharist, it's acted out. It's no longer just even symbolic or conceptual. It's actually, I believe it concretely happens. And that's a beautiful thing. I really do love the Eucharist. I do. It strengthens me, and my week's not complete without it. And I don't think I know that's not just because I feel that I have to do that. It's because I love the Eucharist. Christ instituted it. I really do believe that. And that aspect of my faith is, that's just really solid. So I think I'm starting to ramble on here. Now, I'm not saying that, it's not that way for people of any other faith or religion. Not at all. Please don't take it that way. It's just that for me, being brought up Catholic, that is an aspect of my faith that I really love. And I hope that every follower of their religion, a religion that really speaks to their heart, feels the same way. Really feels a true encounter with God, with the divine in their spiritual practices. So that's really what I hope. And I know you do. I know that people do. It's a very personal, even a cultural thing, but a very personal thing, faith is. And like I say, for me, that aspect of Catholicism is very firm and secure in who I am as a person. Probably because my family's been Catholic. It sits in my roots for probably since the time of Christ. So that is very real for me. But it's not to say that I feel any privilege or exclusivity in any way, shape, or form. No, not at all. So, those are my reflections for today. May God bless you abundantly, and I look forward to our conversation tomorrow. Peace be with you.